That's right. And I think there's a really natural sort of a place for these systems to run. I mean, our enterprises are starting to be more and more microservices driven and API driven anyway. And if you can afford to actually build these AI agents to sit and represent the various different microservices and then connect them into the fabric of your enterprise, which is, I think, what's happening and now expedited with these breakthroughs like DeepSeek. Um, I think it kind of liberates us and our imagination from those very specific use cases that were being tried to, basically, tailoring your enterprise to be agentic. And what we're seeing is that every single enterprise, every single use case is different and custom and specific to the needs and goals of that particular client. So, yeah, definitely. I think we will move away from that world that you described, where we're kind of scratching the surface of AI enablement.
Yeah. And also then the other piece becomes the cost of it, which is, and not just the cost of it, but the funding model of it. Because these are going to be, though the cost is coming down, but at the same time, these are expensive and talent is also not that cheap in the AI world. So that is where I believe the business case and funding is going to be very critical, which is how do I figure that out? And what should I give to kind of get this, right? I think that's going to be important. So one of the things for agentic AI is I have processes where I can put these agents and they can learn and communicate with each other and do these processes. But then what if these processes are inefficient? What if I have patchwork RPA based automation, which is slowing us down? Could I remove a lot of that, get some funding out of the spend that I'm not doing, and then doing agentic AI will become very critical. So the business case and the funding case is going to be very critical as well.
Very, very true. I think one of the major sort of advantages of agentifying your processes is this breaking of the silos and this revelation of more efficient task flows and process flows in the organization, as you mentioned, which actually has embedded in them a lot of efficiencies, a lot of ROI
Yeah.
that will come out of that. Very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. And the last thing that I would say on this one is overall the responsible use of AI or the ethical use of AI, because the rate at which this is growing, specifically in financial services, we still have regulators who are not yet committed to this because they're like, can you please tell us how are you going to use it? How is it going to impact the customers? How are you going to make sure that there is no biases inbuilt into this? And we are making sure that we are doing right by the customers, right? Because that's the bigger thing on compliance is, hey, we want to drive customer data protection, privacy, and their best interest in mind when designing the systems. And I think that has become a challenging conversation to have as the complexity of AI increases, specifically with agentic AI.
That's definitely right. I think one of the things I keep talking about is like when we were still in the world of generative AI and large language models, we were in a world where we expected the AI to do everything and there was less engineering aspect to it. When you move into an agentic world, immediately you have to decide what tools am I going to give to this agent? What role is it going to play and where is it playing that role? So there's a large engineering aspect, which also covers the responsible AI aspect of how do I safeguard? What is the governance model? Can I use agents to safeguard other agents? Is it cost effective? What are the risks involved? Where does the human come in the loop? Again, very engineered and designed. And I think, again, going back to the first topic we talked about, as intelligence itself becomes commoditized, you have more and more flexibility in using, this level of reasoning and intelligence in helping with all of those challenges.
Yeah, I completely agree. Again, Babak, this was a great conversation. I learned a lot. And again, thank you for kind of giving me the platform to speak with you.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Ronak.
Thank you.